Hello, my name is Erica Chambers, and this is my presentation on the Kansas Education Systems Accreditation. This is the 5Rs framework. Each of the first four structures added together will end in our results. In the next few slides, I will review what was learned by going through the four rubrics. The first rubric is for relationships. After my principal and I got together to review the large rubrics found on the KSDE website, I gathered the results and gave each section an overall score. When looking at the information, there are many areas for growth. Our district has no formal mentoring program for new teachers or others in our schools. We have an SSRS diagnostic test that assesses the emotional needs of our students. However, we do not have a curriculum or any follow-up information from that data, which is turned in 3 times a year. Title I nights are planned and put together by schools with little assistance from members of our district office. The Board of Education meetings and district website provides information for members of our communities and families, but there is not a great deal of interconnectedness between the different stakeholders of our district. Our district can also grow in a few areas within the relevance rubric. Within instruction and student engagement, principals monitor the teacher's instruction formally only a few times a year, depending on how long the teachers have been with the district. There is no monitoring system for teachers who are not formally observed. The district requires all schools to hold PLCs, and while my school has been very committed in doing them, other schools are not. There does not seem to be a great emphasis put on the district office members to review our student engagement scores and other data that's accumulated in our PLC meetings. The lowest score that we assessed for this rubric was technology. There is a large area of deficiency within our schools because teachers do not receive much guidance or necessary materials to meet the needs of our learners. Our district receives scores of transitioning on this rubric. We have a great amount of data resources available to us, and as a school do a good job of reviewing them in our PLC meetings. One major piece of this was over the early childhood section. Our district is creating an early childhood center for all pre-K students to attend. This will make it easier for those teachers to meet and review their data and their student needs. Another major component to this rubric was over the wellness committee. While teachers do not hear from this committee frequently, the committee does work hard to meet the standards and guidelines that are provided by this state and district. Our district also does a great job of providing rigor within our schools. We have a CTEA building that is part of our high school. All high school students have the opportunity to take a wide variety of classes in that building. Some classes are also provided at the middle school buildings. Again, our district provides teachers with a great deal of data. Some data that the district receives from schools is collected and sent back out for teachers so that we can do comparisons within our PLC meetings. Board of Education meetings are also a great resource for community members, parents, and other stakeholders to learn about the data that we collect. The superintendent sends out weekly emails about information that pertains to us as well. One of the professional standards for educational leaders that I would apply to improve is 8B. Applying the standard within the relationship section, I would create a formal mentoring program for all teachers. I would also make sure that district office members are communicating more with staff and families by discussing plans, addressing needs, and providing more family resources. Standard 1B would help to address the improvements that need to be made in our instruction and student engagement and the relevance rubric. I would again make sure that principals and district members are checking in with teachers more frequently. They would document and review student engagement scores, instructional practices, modifications for students, authentic learning environments, and inquiry-based instruction. That way, meetings can be conducted to discuss areas of growth and other data. Lastly, Standard 4E would be used to address issues within the technology piece of the relevance rubric. To improve this area within that standard, I would be sure that there is a vision provided on how we want technology applied and implemented in our district. We would also make sure that teachers had enough technology resources for all students. A digital citizenship curriculum would be a primary focus as well. In analyzing my principal's leadership approach, the authentic leadership theory seemed to fit her best. She is very honest and straightforward. She reflects and takes time to think about different scenarios. Our principal shows great care in our staff, students, and families. She's a very hard worker and attends outside community functions and works hard to stay up to date on new information. Thank you for listening.